Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that holds many of us back, something so subtle yet so powerful that it can quietly rob us of our dreams, our potential, and our future excuses. We've all made them at some point. They come in many forms: rationalizations, justifications, or those little stories we tell ourselves to avoid stepping outside our comfort zones. Excuses feel safe, like a shield protecting us from discomfort or failure, but in reality, they are chains that bind us to mediocrity. If we truly want to live our best lives, to achieve our goals, and to become the people we're meant to be, then we have to stop making excuses. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Excuses often stem from fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or even fear of success. It's easier to say, "I don't have time," than to admit we're afraid to try. It's simpler to blame circumstances than to take responsibility for our choices. But let me tell you something, every successful person you admire had the same fears, the same doubts, and faced the same obstacles. The difference is they refused to let those fears and doubts become excuses. They chose action over inertia, commitment over convenience, and growth over stagnation. And you can too. The problem with excuses is that they feel justified. "I'm too busy, I don't have the resources, I'm not ready." These phrases sound reasonable, even logical, but they are lies we tell ourselves to avoid the discomfort of change. The truth is, no one ever feels completely ready. There will never be a perfect time to start. You have to create your own readiness by taking action, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. Life is messy, unpredictable, and imperfect, but that's where the magic happens. When you stop waiting for ideal circumstances and start working with what you have, you realize that progress, not perfection, is what matters. Making excuses also keeps us trapped in a victim mindset. When we blame external factors for our lack of progress, we hand over our power. "I can't get fit because I don't have time to go to the gym. I can't start my business because I don't have enough money." While these might be challenges, they are not insurmountable barriers. The moment you decide to stop blaming your circumstances and start finding solutions, you reclaim control over your life. You shift from being a victim of your situation to the creator of your destiny. And that shift is transformative. Excuses also rob us of integrity. When we make excuses, we're not just lying to others, we're lying to ourselves. We undermine our own self-respect and confidence. Think about it, every time you set a goal and don't follow through because of an excuse, you chip away at your belief in yourself. On the other hand, when you keep promises to yourself, no matter how small, you build trust in your own ability to succeed. That trust is the foundation of self-confidence and resilience. Now, let's talk about the role of discipline. Discipline is the antidote to excuses. It's what keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. Motivation might get you started, but discipline is what ensures you finish. Discipline is about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up for yourself day after day, because you know that your future self deserves the effort you're putting in now. And here's the thing, discipline isn't something you're born with, it's a skill you can cultivate. Start small. Make a promise to yourself today. Maybe it's to wake up 30 minutes earlier, or to spend 10 minutes working on a personal goal, and then keep that promise. Each small victory will build momentum. One of the most powerful ways to overcome excuses is to reconnect with your why. Why did you set this goal in the first place? Why does it matter to you? When your why is strong enough, it can pull you through the toughest challenges. Maybe you want to build a better future for your family, improve your health, or prove to yourself that you're capable of more. Whatever your why is, hold on to it. Write it down, visualize it, and remind yourself of it every day. Let it be the fire that burns away your excuses. Another way to break free from excuses is to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, see them as opportunities to grow. Every time you push past an excuse, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought. Every step outside your comfort zone expands your capacity for courage and resilience. And with each victory, no matter how small, you build the momentum to tackle bigger challenges. Success is not about never falling, it's about getting back up every time you do. It's also important to surround yourself with the right people. Excuses thrive in an environment of negativity and complacency. If you're surrounded by people who make excuses for themselves, you're more likely to do the same. But if you surround yourself with people who are action-oriented, who hold themselves accountable, and who encourage you to aim higher, their energy and mindset will rub off on you. Seek out mentors, friends, or communities that inspire you to be your best self. And remember, you can be that inspiration for others as well. Let me be clear, I'm not saying life isn't hard. We all face real challenges, health issues, financial struggles, personal setbacks. But even in the face of these challenges, we have a choice. We can let them define us, or we can rise above them. Every excuse you eliminate brings you one step closer to your potential. Every action you take, no matter how small, moves you forward. The journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it. So as I wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought: your life is too important to be limited by excuses. The dreams you have, the goals you set, the person you want to become, they're all waiting for you on the other side of your excuses. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to take the first step, and then the next, and then the next. Because progress is built one step at a time. Today is the day to stop making excuses and start making changes. Today is the day to take responsibility for your future. It's not going to be easy, but it will be worth it. So go out there, take action, and show the world and yourself what you're truly capable of. Because the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the excuse you're ready to leave behind. Excuses are deceptively powerful. They often creep into our thoughts disguised as logical reasons, protecting us from discomfort and failure. On the surface, they seem harmless. After all, I don't have time, or I'm not ready feels valid, even practical. But underneath, excuses are barriers, quietly holding us back from achieving our potential and living the life we desire. They create an illusion of safety, allowing us to avoid risks, challenges, or change, but in reality, they limit our growth. The subtlety of excuses lies in how they appeal to our fears. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or even fear of success can all lead us to rationalize inaction. Instead of admitting we're afraid, we say, "I'll start tomorrow," or "It's not the right time." These excuses provide a temporary reprieve from discomfort, but at a significant cost. They rob us of opportunities, keep us stagnant, and erode our confidence over time. What's even more dangerous is how excuses feed into a cycle of self-doubt. Every time we give in to an excuse, we reinforce the belief that we're not capable or ready. This undermines our integrity with ourselves, making it harder to trust our ability to follow through in the future. Excuses, though subtle, are self-imposed limitations that prevent us from stepping into our full potential. Recognizing the subtle power of excuses is the first step toward overcoming them. By identifying them for what they are, fears masked as reasons we can choose to take action despite discomfort. Growth lies in pushing past excuses, embracing challenges, and trusting that progress is more valuable than perfection. The moment you stop making excuses, you begin reclaiming control of your life. Fear is often the hidden root of excuses. When we hesitate to take action or pursue our goals, it's not always because we're unable or unprepared. It's because fear is whispering in the background. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, or even fear of success can all influence the stories we tell ourselves to justify inaction. Instead of confronting these fears, we create excuses to shield ourselves from discomfort, convincing ourselves that the timing isn't right or the circumstances are too challenging. Fear of failure is particularly powerful. No one likes to fail, and the idea of putting in effort only to fall short can be paralyzing. Excuses like "I'm not good enough" or "I don't have the resources" often stem from this fear. They allow us to avoid taking risks, but also keep us from growing. Similarly, fear of judgment, what others might think or say, can lead us to hold back, hiding behind excuses like "I need more time" or "It's not my thing." Even fear of success can manifest as excuses. The thought of stepping into a new level of responsibility or visibility can be intimidating, prompting rationalizations that keep us within our comfort zone. This fear often goes unrecognized, but is just as limiting as the fear of failure. Understanding that fear is the root of excuses is liberating. When you acknowledge your fears, you can face them head-on instead of allowing them to control your decisions. Fear is natural, but it doesn't have to dictate your actions. By pushing past excuses and acting despite fear, you gain confidence, resilience, and the ability to take control of your life. Fear may always exist, but it loses its power when you refuse to let it become an excuse. Discipline is the antidote to excuses. While motivation can spark the initial desire to take action, it is discipline that sustains progress and ensures follow-through. Excuses thrive in moments of weakness, laziness, or fear, but discipline steps in as a consistent force, pushing us forward even when the conditions are less than ideal. It's about showing up for yourself, not because you feel like it, but because you are committed to your goals and the person you want to become. The power of discipline lies in its ability to create habits. When you cultivate discipline, actions that once felt difficult or intimidating become automatic over time. For example, waking up early to work on a personal goal might seem challenging at first, but with discipline, it becomes part of your routine. By taking consistent steps, you reduce the power of excuses like "I'm too tired" or "I don't have time." Discipline is also a tool for building self-trust. Every time you push past an excuse and take action, you reinforce the belief that you are capable and reliable. This builds confidence, making it easier to tackle future challenges. Conversely, when you give in to excuses, you erode that trust, creating a cycle of self-doubt and hesitation. Discipline breaks this cycle by prioritizing action over comfort. Ultimately, discipline empowers you to focus on your long-term goals rather than immediate gratification. It reminds you that progress is made through consistent effort, not fleeting bursts of inspiration. By committing to discipline, you replace excuses with solutions, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. In the end, discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, helping you take charge of your life and achieve your fullest potential. Self-integrity is the foundation of confidence, trust, and personal growth, and it is built through action. When we make commitments to ourselves and follow through, we strengthen our belief in our abilities and develop a sense of inner alignment. Conversely, when we repeatedly make excuses or abandon our goals, we chip away at our self-respect and create a cycle of doubt and disappointment. The path to self-integrity begins with small, consistent actions that align with our values and aspirations. Every action we take or avoid taking sends a message to ourselves about what we're capable of and what we deserve. When we take steps toward our goals, even in the face of fear or discomfort, we prove to ourselves that we are reliable and resilient. This builds a sense of empowerment, creating momentum for further growth. On the other hand, every time we allow excuses to take control, we weaken that trust in ourselves, making it harder to believe in our capacity to succeed. The key to building self-integrity is to start small. Set achievable goals and commit to following through, no matter how minor they may seem. It could be as simple as completing a 5-minute task or sticking to a daily habit. Each time you fulfill a promise to yourself, you reinforce a pattern of accountability and self-trust. Action also provides clarity and confidence. Even when the outcome isn't perfect, the act of trying proves that you are willing to grow and adapt. Over time, this builds resilience and a deeper connection to your true potential. By prioritizing action over excuses, you not only move closer to your goals, but also develop a sense of integrity that transforms how you see yourself and what you believe you're capable of achieving. Small wins hold transformative power. They might seem insignificant at first, but they are the building blocks of larger achievements. Every small victory you achieve reinforces your confidence, builds momentum, and proves to yourself that progress is possible. These incremental steps create a foundation for tackling bigger challenges, showing that success isn't about giant leaps, but consistent, deliberate action. One of the most significant benefits of small wins is the sense of accomplishment they bring. When you break a larger goal into smaller, manageable tasks, each completed task gives you a burst of motivation. This positive reinforcement encourages you to keep going. Even when the journey feels long or overwhelming, success becomes less intimidating when you focus on the next step rather than the entire path. Small wins also foster resilience. Life is full of setbacks, but celebrating small victories helps you maintain perspective and stay motivated during tough times. They remind you that progress is still happening, even if it's not always immediately visible. These wins become a source of strength, showing that you're capable of moving forward, no matter the circumstances. Another key aspect of small wins is their ability to create habits. Repeating small, successful actions consistently builds routines that become second nature over time. Whether it's committing to a daily workout, reading for 10 minutes a day, or writing a single paragraph toward a larger project, these small actions compound into significant results. By focusing on small wins, you develop a mindset of progress and possibility. They help you overcome inertia, silence excuses, and build the momentum needed to achieve your larger goals. Ultimately, small wins remind us that every step forward, no matter how small, brings us closer to the life we envision. Embracing responsibility for your future is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. It means acknowledging that your life is not solely shaped by external circumstances, but by the choices you make each day. When you take responsibility for your future, you take control of your destiny, moving from a place of passivity to one of active creation. It requires shifting from a mindset of waiting for opportunities to a mindset of creating them. One of the first steps in embracing responsibility is accepting that your actions or lack thereof have consequences. Every choice you make, no matter how small, influences the path you're on. If you're not where you want to be in life, it's important to reflect on the habits, decisions, and patterns you've created. By owning those choices, you take the power back to change them. Responsibility isn't about blame, it's about empowerment. It's about acknowledging that you have the ability to shape your future through the actions you take today. A key aspect of embracing responsibility is setting clear goals for the future. Without goals, it's easy to drift through life, reacting to situations instead of proactively creating the life you want. Taking responsibility means defining what you want to achieve and then taking consistent steps toward that vision. It's about holding yourself accountable for the progress you make and accepting that success comes through perseverance and effort, not luck. Additionally, embracing responsibility involves developing a mindset of self-reliance. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming others, circumstances, or even fate for your setbacks. However, this mindset keeps you stuck in a cycle of powerlessness. When you take responsibility for your future, you empower yourself to make changes. You stop waiting for the perfect moment or for someone else to act on your behalf. Instead, you begin to take initiative, whether it's through learning new skills, developing discipline, or seeking opportunities. Taking responsibility also requires resilience. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and setbacks are inevitable. Embracing responsibility doesn't mean expecting everything to be smooth sailing. It means taking ownership of how you respond to challenges. It's about finding solutions instead of dwelling on problems, and using adversity as fuel to propel you forward. When you take responsibility for your future, you become resilient in the face of hardship, knowing that every setback is simply an opportunity to learn and grow. Embracing responsibility for your future is about living with intention. It's about making conscious decisions that align with your values, vision, and goals. Each day, you have the opportunity to shape your future by making choices that reflect your aspirations. The more intentional you are in your decisions, the more your actions will compound, ultimately bringing you closer to the future you desire. In summary, embracing responsibility for your future is the key to unlocking your potential. It means taking ownership of your actions, setting goals, developing resilience, and living with intention. It's about recognizing that you have the power to create the life you want, regardless of external circumstances. The future is yours to shape. Embrace it with responsibility, and watch how your life transforms. Ending a speech without headings or bullet points serves several important purposes. First, it creates a seamless, natural conclusion that allows the speaker to wrap up their message in a reflective and impactful way. When you finish without headings, the audience is able to focus on the final thoughts, ensuring that the key takeaways are clear and resonant. Without breaking the speech into sections, the ending feels more like a final call to action or a moment of reflection, encouraging the audience to internalize the message. It also adds a sense of unity and flow, providing a cohesive experience from start to finish. Ending without heading signals that the speaker has said everything they need to say without fragmenting the concluding sentiment. This technique strengthens the emotional connection between the speaker and the audience, leaving them with something meaningful to ponder or act upon. In essence, removing headings at the end helps the message linger and empowers the listener to reflect on the overall journey of the speech rather than just isolated points. It gives weight to the closing words, leaving a lasting impression and encouraging listeners to take responsibility for their own actions and future.